one of those things you try not to overthink. It's just okay. Let's start knocking these down better.
Well, it's really not even knocking down shots. We're getting the 2-point shots are going down now. We have a good rhythm, and we're playing within the inside of that 3-point line. We're playing well, but to win the modern day game, you got to do it from the. You got to be pretty efficient from the outside too. And if we ran into North Texas, who shoots it well outside, Rice shoots it well outside, Florida Atlantic shoots it well outside. We're playing better, but you can't make 2 or 3 threes and beat teams that are making 8 to 12. It just doesn't work, and that's analytics or whatever you want to call it. And I said it in Pittsburgh. We have to be able to start knocking down some threes. And I look back at the Rice tape, and they're 12 of 20, and I would say of that, 18 shots were contested. We're like 3 of 30, and we had at least 17 of them. They weren't even in the area code when we shot them. I mean, we're sitting there wide open, and just they're not going down. They seem to go down in practice. I do feel like, though, the last 2 games, we're starting to play good basketball. Not winning basketball yet, but good basketball. And we have to learn to play in the bigger moments. There are certain parts of a game, like I was watching FIU. We went down there last year, and we got up a little bit. They closed it, tied it up, and George banked a 3 in. From that bank 3 where we went up 3, we ran on a 18-point run, ended up beating them 20 points. Now that 3 would have been shot, it had torn the back down. It wouldn't even been close. The backstop would have fell or something, I don't know. But somewhere along the line, we've got to find the little swagger that things always seem to go your way when it happens. I can't explain it, but I've been around sports and at every level, and it happens at every level. That thing that y'all call momentum or the old mo, just kind of, it's out there, and it eliminates a lot of things that if you didn't have it would happen. You do the same thing. I can't explain why, but it just seems like right now we're a little bit snake bit, and that happens because we went for about a month or 3 weeks that Andy and Tavion got sped up. Our offense got sped up. We weren't even getting good looks. Didn't look good. We weren't playing together. We looked disjointed offensively. These last 2 games, and really started with Florida Atlantic. We started that second half pushing it back to where it's old Marshall basketball. And I just think, most of the time you don't take that leap from playing as poorly as we were to now all of a sudden winning. It takes 2 or 3 games where you just get closer and closer, and then it breaks. And I just got all the faith in the world these young men will do that. Had a great practice yesterday. They work hard every day in practice. They're determined to be good. And like I said, somebody asked me, they were all worried about me. I said, hey, there's a lot of fight in these bones. These bones don't quit. I've been doing this too long. I'm going to fight, so I always have and always will. That's all I know to do. It's like my daughter said, Dad, you're a one-trick pony. And I said, yeah. And she said, yeah, but it's a pretty good trick. So it's been good to me all my life, and I'm going to stick with it, see what happens.
And do you think teams are kind of daring you guys to take those threes now, thinking, hey, just lay off of them until they make them?
Well, they certainly don't, rush us like they used to. They're not closing as hard and as fast. And what they do is on our pick and roll, I think Rick Stansbury said it best. He says, they talk about Marshall's threes. They never talk about all the layups they get. And we used to get a lot of layups and a lot of dunks off pick and rolls. Well, they run that corner guy dead to the basket. As soon as we come in off a pick and roll and our roll guy starts going toward the rim, they bring their corner help early and straight to the hoop to stop that. And we haven't made the shots when they get over to the other side to keep them from doing that and make them think about what they're doing. And if we can get that down and we get a consistent shot, then, and I really think we will, I think we can turn this season real fast because we have the talent. We played North Texas dead even. We played Florida Atlantic, who just beat Old Dominion by 30 at Old Dominion. We played Rice, who beat UAB, dead even. So we've got the talent to do that. We went down to La Tech as 6-0, but you could tell from that game, you know, we could easily turn that game and be a winner there. So, you know, we have the talent to get it done. I'm gonna move David Early a little bit more to, you know, he plays guard, but I'm gonna try to make him a little bit more of a point type of guard. He's never done that in his life. I don't know, all those Wildcats down in Logan. So what? You're gonna take our leading scorer? I really think his game is more suited to being a point guard. He's got the size. He doesn't go too fast. He's got enough speed to get up in there. Before the last year and a half when he went in there for one reason, to score. And what we got to try to do is convince him if he'll go in there looking to pass and make some passes out there, he'll find scoring gets easier. Because it's easier to score if you're a passer because they end up guarding the pass more than they do the shot. And that's when you can score. My dad told me that a long time ago. He said, when you drive, you make them fear the pass. If they fear the pass, you'll get the layup. And so, you know, we just got to keep working on him. I talked to him and said, David, look, if you'll approach the game like this, just go in. My goal today is to get 10 assists. I want to get double figures and assists. And then play the game to do that. And I think when you finish, you'll find you got the 10 assists and about 18 points because it'll get easy for you. It won't be hard.
When you look at Saturday's game and the efficiency that Tavion and Andy both played with David on the floor, is that what predicates this move a little bit? Because I think Andy was 5 of 5 from the floor, and Tavion had one of the better stat lines I've seen in my Marshall coverage time.
Yeah, well, they're finding, and I think one we're especially for Andy and for Tavion, we might have had too much load on them handling the ball and passing and handling the ball and running the team. Those two guys are kind of scorers, and we have to have somebody. You know, it was a natural leap to go to Andy from last year. You think he would, but his natural game, if you watch it, he's an offensive rebounding machine. Now, he'll get in there and get an extra shot for you. Well, if he's handling the ball, making the plays all the time, that's taken away from the other. It's hard for him to go to that rebounding part. And watching it, he's watching his shot a little bit more, but if we get him off the ball, get him a couple easy ones, you know, things turn around in a hurry. You know, that type of psyche, getting an easy basket here now and then by having somebody assist you instead of you always trying to assist somebody else. It gets easier. Believe me, team I played on, you know, I don't think I ever received an assist because we didn't have anybody who really put it on the floor but me. And I was a better shooter, my stats showed. And one of the reasons being I had the ball all the time. I had to create everything for myself. And I think if we get Andy off that a little bit, get him over there, let David take that on a little bit, then we're going to see more games that Andy had that efficiency. And we got to get him more shots. He got to take more than 5. He's got to get up around 12, 13 shots. But Tavion was Tavion, man. He's special, and I hope all the Marshall fans will come and enjoy him being here because he's a special type of player. And he's finally, you know, I think when we talked to all of them, both of them, but those two especially, about just slow down, let the game come to you. We're trying to speed it up too much. Just slow down and read things and don't be just trying to force it up in there. Once he starts slowing down, then be back to the old Tavion. And that's one thing Jared last year, he slowed us down a little bit and got him off the ball a little bit more. And then now we're going to try to get David. When we started this year, we had Andy in that role, and I think, you know, it's going to be better with David. We'll see. It's working in practice. We'll test it out in the game here in a little bit.
When you
Dan,
look back at,
how about Chase and Amory? Are they physically okay? I know Chase had a big game a few games ago. Are you trying to work those guys in, or how are they doing physically?
Well, Tucson had lingering effects to COVID. When he came back, he was tired and he didn't have the physical oomph that he had before. So sometimes, as games happen, you kind of lose your window of opportunities. It's hard to expand your game if you don't get an opportunity. And but as we move forward, he gets stronger and he's in practice more. I've always found opportunity will find those who seek it. If he comes in and he works hard, there's always something that happens. Seems like don't get me. I don't know why, but it seems like opportunity will happen. Chase, I think you're going to see him more times. We're going to, I tried to experiment to see if I could get a little bit off of Tavion and Andy by going big, using Mike up on top and as a passer a little bit and spacing from the top. And I'm not real. I don't know if that's going to work. They get into him out there, and it makes it difficult. So if we use David and use those three guards again, like we've done, and then I've got Obina. Gorin has that big enough body that when we run into these bigger centers, that his body is important. We got to get some important minutes out of him. And then I think Chase, because he can guard 1 through 5. Chase is capable. He's a multi-layer defender. He can guard out or in. So we'll probably see him get some more time, a little bit more attacking defensively with him and getting out, and that'll get us our fast breaks. When you attack defensively, that gets you into the transition too. So you're probably going to see him a lot more. All right. All right, y'all take care, man.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, go Herd.